I am sure that the coming year 2024 is going to be a game changer for all the architecture and design aspirants. Why do I say that? Because most of the exams have changed their patterns. And it's not just that they've changed their patterns, they have reintroduced or given huge higher importance to drawing. Be it the design entrance exams like UCEED, which has increased marks from 60 to 100, or even the NID, which was conducted today, which increased its weightage from 60 percentage to 75 percentage. Even the architecture entrance exam, that is Nata, has started to come up with changes. What is the change that Nata has brought in? And why is it that we are having a session like this right now? Is what we would be discussing in this particular live. Hello, everyone. This is Suraj, your with THiNC Institute of Design, and in this particular video, we would be going through the information brochure for Nata 2024 that has officially been published today. Now, when we are talking about the 2024 official brochure, it's just the first version. So there are lots of variations and updations that would be coming up. Every time there is an update that will come up, they'll change the version number. So we will understand that. Now, the most important thing that I have to talk about, which was being discussed for the last couple of years, there were lots of debates that were going on. I think the last time Nata had conducted an entrance exam with drawing was probably way back in 2019. Pre-COVID it was. So after that, probably they haven't conducted Nata. So with drawing. So this year in 2024, they're going to reintroduce drawing. Now, this was ongoing debate. The president was talking about introducing changes in the Nata entrance exam. They had conducted a lot of surveys. They had talked to the stakeholders. They had discussed with people in the industry, architects, practicing architects, people who are actually teaching faculty. And after a lot of consideration, we could see this was coming in the last 2 months. And as expected, they have brought in drawing. Now, along with this, there are also some other changes, or there are some other interesting points that they have brought in. I just quickly convey that in this particular slide. So first is drawing has been added. Drawing in the separate topic Nata separate include cheyidittundu. The second point is that there are two parts to the Nata question paper. From the 2024 year onwards, there will be two parts. The first part is part A, which will have 80 marks for drawing, and part B, which will have an aptitude, typical type of questions that we used to have 120 marks. Okay, so physical drawing, when I say physical drawing, pen and paper, pencil mode of drawing is back. And it's probably the most happiest news that probably all the aspirants, architecture aspirants will be having. Even some of the architects were very happy when I was discussing with them today after. And the third point is that they have made slight changes the qualifying marks also. So one qualifying mark that they had in the last year and all was you have to score 70 out of 200. That is very clear. So that they have kept as it is, that they haven't changed. But two other things that they have introduced is one, in part A. When I say part A, it is the drawing part. Okay, it is the physical drawing part that I'm talking about. Part A, you will need to have at least 20 marks. So out of that 80, you'll have to score at least 20 marks. That's roughly 1/4 of the entire part A. In part B, you will have to score again 30 marks. So that's again 1/4. So in part A, you need at least 20 marks. And in part B, you need 30 marks. And overall, you need 70 out of 200. Combining all these three conditions, if you clear all three conditions only, you will be considered qualified. So huge changes that Nata has brought about. One regarding drawing, two regarding the separation of marks, and three regarding the qualifying criteria. So these are the major updates that we had to talk about. Now, drawing, they have very interestingly, what I found standing out this year was that it's not just that they have introduced drawing, they have even told that what is the kind of questions that will be coming, how many questions would be coming. So that's sort of a daring challenge that Nata is throwing upon the aspirants. Just like I would say UCEED is quite daring enough to, give the patterns and all of the paper. JEE BArch is also like that, right? So Nata says that there will be three questions in drawing. The first one would be color composition. Second one would be sketching and composition. Third one from 3D composition. 25 marks, 25 marks, and 30 marks, altogether 80 marks. Okay. Now in MCQs, part B, there will be two types of questions. Very interestingly, they have only mentioned MCQs. So probably it's just MCQ type of questions that's going to come up, multiple choice questions. We're not sure about the observation type questions, multiple select questions and all. As I said, it's only the first version that has come up. Okay, it will take time. The online registration and all starts from 1st of March. So it will take time. Now, there are 2 marks questions and 4 mark questions in that, combining altogether 120 marks. Okay. Now, we have our new Nata crash batches that are going to start. We have both online and offline. Now, we will be covering the entire drawing syllabus in that, the physical drawing syllabus. Completely, we'll be covering in that. You want to know any details about that, please contact 8086111055. Okay. Now, this is the detailed syllabus. You can just go through this. You can rush through this. Now, when I talk about eligibility, something very interesting in Nata is that there are 2 types of eligibility. One is obviously the eligibility for Nata. The other is the eligibility for getting into architecture in India. That means if you want to do the 5-year Bachelor of Architecture course, there is a totally different criteria that Council of Architecture comes up with. Okay, so initially we would only talk about NATA's eligibility. So this year they have brought in some changes in the NATA's eligibility. That is, students who are, passing, students who have passed or appearing in class 12th with physics, chemistry, maths. Now, chemistry has again come up. Chemistry was, sort of going in and out from last year, June onwards. So now finally they've said that chemistry is in. God knows why they have put in chemistry again, I'm not sure. But still, the bottom line is eligibility for NATA, you need to do your 12th standard, or you should be appearing your 12th standard with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Okay, but 12th പഠിക്കുന്ന സ്റ്റുഡൻസും 12th complete ചെയ്ത സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനും physics, chemistry, maths വെച്ചിട്ട് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് NATA എഴുതാനുള്ള എലിജിബിലിറ്റി ഇവിടെ കിട്ടും. Okay, or other criteria is diploma പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള students, those who have done their diploma in a 10+3 system, max is again compulsory in that. So these are the 2 types of students who are eligible to write NATA 2024. Okay, I'm specifically talking about NATA 2024 here. Okay, now when I am talking about architecture, that is the eligibility for architecture, that's a bit different again. Very interestingly, for architecture, they have a different criteria. Now, there is also a special clause in that. But before that, a very quick reminder for all those students who want to do their architecture in Kerala, in the government colleges in Kerala or the private colleges in Kerala. അപ്പം അവർക്ക് കീമിലൂടെയാണ് അഡ്മിഷൻ കിട്ടുന്നത്. കീം ബിആർക്കിനായിട്ട് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എൻട്രൻസ് എക്സാം നടത്താതെ അതിനൊരു റാങ്ക് ലിസ്റ്റ് മാത്രമാണ് പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, കഴിഞ്ഞ 5 വർഷമായിട്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് THiNC ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ആണ് അതിന്റെ, നമ്മുടെ THiNCിലെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണ് ടോപ്പ് ആയിട്ട്. റാങ്ക് 1 മുതൽ ഒരുപാട് റാങ്ക്സ് നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനാണ്. അപ്പം ഇപ്രാവശ്യവും ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെ കീമിലൂടെ ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ രജിസ്ട്രേഷൻ വരുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ നാറ്റ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ട് കീമിൽ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കരുത്. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ആർക്കിടെക്ചർ ആണ് പഠിക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ നാറ്റ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ഗോയിങ് ടു ഹെൽപ്പ് യു. യു വിൽ ഹാവ് ടു രജിസ്റ്റർ ഓൾസോ ഫോർ കീം. ഓക്കെ, നൗ coming back to the eligibility of BArch, that means if you want to get into BArch in India, as of now, today's criteria is that you should have passed 10+2 PCM, okay, and 50% aggregate. That means in 12th standard, you should study physics, chemistry, and maths, and you should have got a 50% aggregate. Or if you're doing your diploma, again, with maths and 50% aggregate. Okay, this is the criteria. Now, there is a clause in that. When I say this is the criteria as per now, there is a clause in that. That is, it is subject to approval. In this particular, this is a print screen I've taken from the information brochure, official information brochure of NATA 2024, which you can find in the NATA website, published by Council of Architecture. So, okay, I can see a lot of fire that is coming up in the chat box. Thank you, thanks guys. Okay, so the eligibility criteria is submitted for approval to the central government. They haven't revised it. So the eligibility criteria is under approval. We'll have to wait and see. They have given you a heads up. They have given you a brief idea of what exactly is the type of questions, what is the eligibility criteria and things like that. They have given it in December. The exam we are expecting in April. They are giving ample amount of time. It's a very good step from NATA, from Council of Architecture. They've given this much amount of time. So we can start slowly preparing for this. We can understand this criteria and figure out whether we will be able to do it or not. Okay. So as I said again, if there is any changes that are coming up in this criteria and all, they will update the brochure. Okay. And we will obviously update our YouTube channel also. You'll get to know that. Now, how many attempts do I have? Obviously, 3 attempts like the previous times itself. They've said that they'll be starting from the 6th of April. 6th of April 2024. The first exam we are expecting, we are assuming it will be from the 6th of April. Registrations would be beginning from the 1st of March. We hope that it will be from the 1st of March that registrations will be beginning. Exams are expected to conduct from April to July. That means April, May, June, July, 4 months. 3 NATA exams will be there. For each NATA exams, we are expecting 2 sessions. For NATA 1, there will be a morning and afternoon session. For NATA 2, morning and afternoon. For NATA 3, morning and afternoon. Now, again, these are all assumptions what we have understood from this particular information brochure. We'll have to wait and see for clarification. Okay. There are a little bit of contradicting points here. Like, for example, NATA test, they're saying that NATA test will be conducted on all Saturdays and Sundays from April. I don't understand how they're going to conduct it. Let's wait for the exact schedule and all to come up. Okay. Now, as I've said earlier in the previous NATA exams also, it was like you can write either any one NATA or any 2 NATA or any 3 NATA. For that, the fee for application fee keeps on varying. You can go through this. Now, coming to the tentative cities, they've given the list of tentative cities, but this is not final. Okay, we'll have to wait when the application form opens on the 1st of March. So let me again say that the 1st of March is the date wherein the application form is going to begin. That means NATA 2024 registrations are going to begin from the 1st of March onward. So that is when we'll get to know where are the cities wherein they'll actually be going to conducting it. Okay. But before that, please note we have our new batches that are coming up offline and online. We'll be covering the entire drawing topic along with all the other subjects that will be covered that they'll ask in NATA. Okay, so don't worry about that. If you have any doubts about our new batches that we're going to begin, you can contact us. These are the list of tentative cities. Tentative cities എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഫൈനലൈസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ചിലപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ എല്ലാ സിറ്റീസിലും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കാം, ചിലപ്പോൾ ചില സെലക്ടഡ് സിറ്റീസിൽ മാത്രമായിരിക്കാം. Okay, it might be in all these cities, it might not be in all these cities. It keeps on varying. Okay, so that is it. The major tagline or major caption, if I have to bring for NATA 2024, is that yes, as Arun has rightly pointed out in the chat box, drawing is back. That's the larger point. Okay, so we have been scoring excellent results in KEEM BArch and also in NATA for the last around 10-12 years and all. So for any doubts related to all these exams, you can contact us. As and when they are updating the brochure, we would also be coming up with further lives and Instagram updates. Okay. Any questions, any doubts you have, you can contact us at these numbers that we have provided, or you can also at any time DM us at Instagram. Okay. So this is the update that I had to talk about. A very big Christmas and New Year wishes to everyone who is watching. And also a special thanks to my backend team for helping me do a live at this moment. Thank you, everyone. Until we see in the next session. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, host.